Hey guys, I'm back. Big surprise, right? I figured I would be back, but yeah, here we are again. Well, at least I changed the background. Well, I'm in a different place, so that's kind of cool. Switch it up a little bit. So, anyways, I really just wanted to come on, like, tell you guys about something that happened, like something literally just this quick. Well, actually, it wasn't that quick. It actually happened a couple hours ago. I was supposed to talk about it, but I was low key in the bed sleep. But yeah, but we're here now, and we're gonna talk about it, so it's really cool. So, a couple of days ago, I talked about how on the purpose planning session with Tiffany Montgomery, how she basically one of the things like steps to go through was to identify the people in the Bible who you most are like. Right. And so like God gave me Paul. Cool. Looked him up. Great. All right. And so the thing is about God is like sometimes when he wants to get your attention about something, he will like repeat it. So like you start seeing like the same thing over and over and over again, right? And so it could be like him literally saying it to you, or like other people saying it, or a combination, or you seeing it. So let me tell you what happened, right? So I'm reading this book. Let me show you the book. I got it right here. So Mark, I talked about this book once before by Dr. Faith, right? I'm in the chapter talking about chapter 5. Talking about it's called Mastering Your Dialogue with God, but basically talks about like all the ways God will like communicate with us. So it might be like dreams, might be visions. You might hear the word of God, like audibly hear it in the word of God. You might hear it like in your head, like an inner thought, I think. And so I was reading through, and then they talked about, I think, let me just tell y'all so I know for sure. But let me see, I believe it was either visions or dreams. Oh no, it was in the vision. So like one way God will speak to you through a vision, right? And so she talked about how she mentioned the name Cornelius. Like he had a vision, like God gave him a vision to do something, do something with Peter. He went to be Cornelius ended up being one of the first Gentiles to be converted to Christianity, which is a really fun fact. But I keep hearing this name Cornelius. I've been hearing it for like, I don't know how long now, but I never heard or seen or read that name several times. Because every time I hear it or like see it, I think of Cornelius Lindsay. So like Helen Cornelius Lindsay down in they're at Gathering Voices in Atlanta, and Heather Lindsay has like the whole Pinky Promise thing that you guys might be like familiar with. And so every time I would think about him and his family. And so this is how I know that I've heard this name several times because I keep thinking to the same thing. So finally, like I read it today, like a couple of hours ago, I was like, okay, maybe I should look up who Cornelius is because like I've never heard this name. Like I've heard the name because I keep hearing the name, but as like anything beyond that, I wasn't like really sure like who he was or anything like that. And so I literally pick up my phone to like start like to Google him. God just dropped in me like you're like Cornelius. So now there's two people now. So I got Paul and Cornelius. So let me tell you a little about Cornelius because I looked him up, right? And so I said that like he was the first Gentile convert, one of the first, and that's really cool. They say he was God fearing, so like he worshiped God. When people described him, or when he's he's described as like full of good works and deeds. He gives alms, and alms that's basically money. So it is money. Alms is when you give money to the needy, the poor, like whoever's in need. And so the difference between like an alm and the seed is something you sow and you expect a harvest on. You expect a return on. You expect that seed to grow and to produce fruit at some point. When it comes to alms, literally that's you giving money to like the poor. And so it's like you're lending the money to God, and then God will give you back what you gave. So that's what alms is. And it's crazy because I didn't really do it that much this year, but in 2017, I distinctly remember I used to carry around cash. And now I don't carry around cash really at all. That's something I'm going to start doing next year. We'll start back doing. So in 2017, I used to carry around cash, and I specifically had money set aside to give to like people, like homeless people, or people I thought like God, told me to give it to, or whatever, like people in need. I used to always have cash, and so One of the things I really plan on doing again, starting next year, well, tomorrow, I could start right now. I could go to the ATM right now and get some cash, but I'm going to actually put it in my budget to have a specific amount. Because, you know, budgeting is the goal for next year, for every year, whenever. But anyways, so that's my goal. And so I want to stay within the budget, but make sure I still am able to like give on. So it's crazy that this guy right here is literally known for giving alms. That's super cool. Another thing about him, just he has visions and that he was like an intercessor. And so these are things I don't think I've had a vision before. Actually, I've had the vision before. It was a couple of years ago, and I think I was in the middle of a fast actually. And like when you fast, like the spirit, like your spirit just like grows. So like you have your flesh and you have your spirit, and your flesh is, you know, so like basically what you do, you during a fast, what you're doing is you're starving your flesh and you're feeding your spirit. So like you literally abstaining from some type of food. It has to be a food item in there somewhere. Like you have to stop eating something. You know, you can decide what it is, but you have to stop eating something. And of course, you can also, you know, add a component of just like eliminating distractions. Like we did a fast at my church back in August, September, where we did like you eliminated a food item, you eliminated a distraction, and you also exercise. And so that's one of the things, like you can add different components to it. But basically a fast is making sure you feed your spirit. So in the meantime, while you're not eating and you're not entertaining those distractions or things like that, but you are replacing that into time with God. So you're praying, you're worshiping God, all that kind of stuff. So it was during the fast, it was about 2 years ago that I had like my first ever vision. And like literally God showed me like who I'll be in a couple, like I don't know when, like somewhere down the line, but literally showed me like these different situations. And like, so that was cool that this guy could really have visions, and then that he was also an intercessor. So like one of the things God revealed to me this year was that you're like an intercessor, that you pray, that literally that he wants me to like pray for other people. And that's been like super cool too. So like it's just really cool like how that all kind of lined up and just getting that clarity on it. Because I like at first I was like, oh, I want a whole list of people to be like too. But then I was like, you know what? I'm good with Paul because Paul is cool too. And then God just like showed me another one. And so it's been really exciting. So yeah. So that's just what I just wanted to come on here and talk about real quick. I believe that's it for right now. Who knows? It's only like 2:00, so who knows what else could happen today. But yeah, so like if you're interested in like hearing more about God or learning to hear God's voice, you know, one thing you do is just, you know, pray and ask God to, one thing, I mean, you can always ask and pray for these type of things, just like we talked about like yesterday. So you can ask God, you know, make it clear. Like just say, hey God, I want to hear your voice. I want to know like what I'm hearing is from you. And you can ask him to make it clear, make it be direct, and make it be easy. So like, cause the thing is, God wants us to be in communion with him. He wants to talk to us. He wants to fellowship with us. And so it doesn't have to be this big mystical, like scary or super deep moment. It could be like really simple, like cool stuff, like really simple, you know? And so like, you can just ask for it and then God will do it. Like there's been plenty of times where I ask God, specifically when I'm praying for a specific thing, like that I really want a very clear answer on, I will ask for that clear answer. I'll be like, God, just make it clear, make it obvious, make it where I can't deny it that it's you. And God has come through every single time. So yeah, who knows what the day brings? I might be back on. But as for right now, that's it. That's all I have for you guys. So bye.